Can an intrusive caregiver make someone fear human contact? There is no doubt that children who grow up with an intrusive caregiver are not given the same level of love and care as other children. Instead, they are often neglected, emotionally and physically abused, or otherwise viewed as burdens to those who should be caring for them instead of viewing them as a priority in their lives. But even if you had an intrusive caregiver, can he or she still make you fear human contact? What is a clingy caregiver? A clingy caregiver is a caregiver who tries to take control of their dependent's life. Often, they believe that they are in charge because their dependent isn't capable of making decisions. This is not a healthy dynamic, and it can have serious effects on both parties. Sadly, one of these effects can be fear. If someone fears human contact because they had an intrusive caregiver, then it may be time to get help from a professional. Personality changes caused by a clingy caregiver. One of the major issues that adult children raised by overly intrusive caregivers face is a sense of heightened anxiety and constant worry. Constant monitoring or surveillance is usually called parental smothering, but it's not as common as other forms of abuse, like physical and emotional abuse. Kids whose parents are constantly breathing down their necks don't have room to grow, learn, or make mistakes. This can lead to low self-esteem, which in turn leads to isolation from others. It's hard for people who fear human contact to open up and connect with other people when they have an underlying fear of being controlled or manipulated again. Sometimes, it takes years for these individuals to overcome those fears and find friends or partners. And if you're afraid of someone abusing you in some way, you might be reluctant to go out on dates at all. There's nothing wrong with staying home, that's your choice, but if your aversion is so severe that you've cut yourself off from all human contact, consider talking to a therapist about how to regain control over your life. Or join a support group where you can share experiences with other adults who grew up under similar circumstances. They'll understand what you're going through better than anyone else will. Self-esteem issues caused by a clingy caregiver. If you had an intrusive caregiver, and now you have self-esteem issues, your family dynamics may have played a part in causing it. For example, if you were always treated as an extension of your parent or caregiver, and never as a separate person by them or others in your life, it's possible that you're struggling with self-esteem now because of it. To work through these issues once and for all, learn how to build healthy relationships by setting healthy boundaries with people who try to control or manipulate you. If those relationships are worth having at all, then they're definitely worth working on. It will take time and effort to address self-esteem issues caused by a clingy caregiver, but trust us, it's well worth it. Feeling alone and isolated from others. Having an intrusive caregiver can make you feel alone and isolated from others. You may also be feeling like your thoughts, feelings, and opinions aren't important to anyone else. This can lead to low self-esteem and feelings of being ignored or unheard. All these things add up to feelings of being disconnected from other people in general, including friends and family. In fact, loneliness is a major concern for many adult children of intrusive caregivers because they feel a lot like outsiders due to their unusual upbringing. Their parents always put themselves first instead of their kids. If you are struggling with isolation, try reaching out to others by joining support groups or connecting with online communities. It's also helpful to find ways to volunteer and give back to your community so that you can meet new people who have similar interests as well as gain more confidence in yourself. The most important thing is that you take action and start building relationships with others. Desperate for human contact. The behavior of a woman or a man who's been raised by an intrusive caregiver could be misunderstood. It might seem as if they are trying to push people away or shut down, but, in reality, they are probably just desperate for human contact. They may feel that those around them have only bad intentions and they may become reluctant to connect with others out of fear they will hurt them again. For these reasons, it can be hard for them to see that real love and support do exist and that connecting with others won't hurt them but rather help them heal from past wounds. This also makes it difficult for them to trust new relationships, so even when they find someone who really cares about them, they will likely struggle to accept their kindness and affection. This isn't because there is something wrong with them, it's because of what happened to them during childhood. When you care about someone like this and want them to know you are there for them no matter what happens in life, don't force yourself on them or try too hard to fix things quickly. Take your time building trust before expecting anything more than friendship. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Will help us to create more content. Activate the bell button so you can be notified for every new video.